Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Collect-A-Build Atrocitus Wave, Kyle Rayner. And before we get into it here, let's first take a look-see at both the front and the back of the packaging. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, Kyle Rayner does come with a collectible trading card, which was kind of a bitch for me to find amongst my deck of collectible trading cards for this line, so you guys can thank Mr. Brian for this one. But got a very well done photograph of the figure you see before you here. A little bit dark and blurred for my taste, but to each their own, I guess. There's a bio on the back that you can pause and read at your own leisure. That said, I do believe Kyle Rayner took over the mantle of Green Lantern from Hal Jordan in the mid-90s when Hal Jordan flipped the fudge out and became Parallax, but I could be wrong about that. Not sure when John Stewart did. Was he from the 80s or the 70s? I can't remember, but Kyle Rayner definitely first appeared in the 90s. That said, what about Guy Gardner? He was Earth Sector Green Lantern as well. There's like 4 guys from Earth. What's up with that? That said, a Green Lantern is nothing without his lantern. Or power battery, as they like to call it. It's a freaking lantern, dude. Look at it. Very nice translucent plastic here. Kind of looks like candy. Does not taste like candy. Don't put it in your mouth. I didn't really do that. Did I fool you? So, my mission is accomplished. That said, are these supposed to be clear? I remember them being like metallic, but I don't remember them being clear. But it is what it is. And then he also comes with this big-ass chainsaw sword, which is freaking awesome. I don't give a shit about Kyle Rayner, but this weapon is badass. I love this. Kind of reminds me of the sword the Battle Sister came with from the Warhammer line that I took a look at last week. Shameless plug there, I know, but really awesome. That said, he only has one grip hand, and to my understanding, wouldn't it go in his right hand, because that's the hand the ring is on? Am I not wrong about that? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not the biggest lantern guy. When it comes to DC, I'm a Batman guy. I'm a Gotham City kid. It is what it is, though. That said, Kyle Rayner does also come with the handy-dandy hockey puck display stand that we're used to seeing in this line. So, this is the body buck everyone's been talking about from this line, saying that this is the best standard build body buck the Multiverse line has to offer so far. And while I do have to agree to some extent, some of the cuts are a little bit yeesh, and we're going to get into that in just a moment here. That said, my only real gripe with this figure is I do wish the lantern symbol here, the Green Lantern symbol, was a separate glued on piece. That makes these figures feel a little bit more premium, in my opinion, and not having that, and it's just painted on there, yeah, it feels a little whatever. I much prefer the way they did, if I can keep a grip on this guy, I much prefer what they did with the John Stewart figures, and the one Hal Jordan they did make with the Dawnbreaker there. I don't have that because I already had Dawnbreaker. Speaking of which, he had a sculpted symbol as well. As far as articulation on this figure goes, his head can look up pretty far. I had to pop something there. I felt a little much like Atrocitus. I didn't break nothing, so yay! You can look up and down. You can tilt side to side. You can look all around. Very loose on the top there. You can look down a little bit. Looks like Kyle Rayner. Not a bad looking lantern there. I want to say he was in Justice League, the animated series, right? If I'm not mistaken, was it him or was it Hal? I want to say it was him based off the mask, but I could be wrong. That said, his shoulders go out to the side, again lacking that detent in both sides, so Not quite sure what's up with that. Maybe they're moving away from that, but I like the detent. It ensures that the pose will be held. He's got that butterfly ball thing in there. That works okay. Not the greatest, but not the worst. He's got a bicep swivel that works alright. Double jointed elbow, which looks like shit! What is going on with that? What is that? What is that? Particularly, what is this? What is this? My god, dude. It's Atrocitus all over again, but this time it's both joints. Why? Okay, moving on from that. It's got a ball hinge wrist that moves all around. Pretty easily, I might add. Moves at the bottom too there. Again, I like that we got the fist hand. Actually, can I pop that off? I'm gonna try here. Alright, you can pop the hand out. So for those of you who have that Hal Jordan, first of all, lucky. Second, you could swap this hand onto that figure so he has the fisted hand with the ring on it. And if you like it, you should put a ring on it. I'm sorry, I don't know why I made that reference. I hate that bitch. That said, he does also have a grip hand on the left side for the sword. And it goes in there pretty well, because his hands are pretty gummy, and the sword handle does not have a big old fat butt on the end of it, so you could put it in there really easy. Here, I'll do it for you right now. Here you go. That said, I never tried to put the lantern in there, but I'm not going to do that. Woo! I just want to throw this figure, I guess. Blah. Not sure what's up with that. I don't hate him that much, jeez. As far as the torso goes, the crunch is not great, but it's not bad. It's better what we're used to seeing. Back, of course, is fine, because that's how it always is. It's got some tilts. Side to side there. Waist twist, diaphragm can rotate, albeit a little hindered due to the musculature. Hips kick up, down, out to the side. A little bit better than Atrocitus's. Atrocitus's. I feel like that Christmas song about the rhinoceros when I say that. But his hips have more detent out to the side as opposed to forward and back, but they're not loose, I would say. I'd say they're exceptional. And he's got a double knee, and oh my god, what is that? What is that? This bottom one, I'll let that slide. Compared to the rest of the joints, that's a godsend. What the F is going on here? Holy shit. It's like asymmetrical. It's freaking weird. Who's cutting these? Like, what the shit? That's so freaking weird. That should be a day one, not a problem issue by today's standards, but for whatever reason, people can't cut joints. That said, I ain't getting paid to do it, so who am I, right? That said, he's got a ball hinge ankle. It works okay. Not too loose on either side. This one's a little bit more so, but not quite so much. Toe joint, tight neutral, and you know what? I'ma take it. Toe joints are alright in neutral. Pretty solid. Compared to some, man bat. His feet are really good. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that, you know? I'm not a big Kyle Rayner fan. Putting it out there. I'm not that big into this character, but this is an alright figure. For a base body for this line, if they could just fix those uglier than sin cuts. I mean, seriously, those things are just freaking ass, dude. If they could fix those, I think we would be gangbusters with this line. I don't think I would have any stupid, nitpicky things to say other than talking shit about toe joints, because that's what I do. I do it pretty damn good, too. So, with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up here is Kyle Rayner next to a couple other green characters I currently have from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm not going to pay full price for that Dawnbreaker 2-pack just to get Hal Jordan so I can have 3 Green Lantern figures on screen for you guys. I'm not made of money, I just can't do it. That said, we do have the Rebirth Martian Manhunter to keep us company. A little bit short, but not too shabby. And we also have John Stewart, who I think is also from Rebirth, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm wrong about that in the comments below. But for the most part, I think the scale works here. That said, can we get a Black Lantern Martian Manhunter? He's one of my favorites. Don't let me down, Todd. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. Living Spawn, who as usual, towers over everyone. Side note, maybe I should be a little bit more open to some more Green Lantern characters in this line because their constructs would be really nice necroplasm effects for good old Al Simmons here. Something to think about, I guess. So, with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while I do have to agree with most people on this one, that this has the potential of being a really solid basic body buck for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line, it is still far from perfect. I'm not a fan of how they cut the elbows and knees on this one. Some of the chunkiest I've seen in a while, and that's saying something because the other day we looked at Atrocitus and, well, you know how chunky some of his cuts were. So if they could just get that down, I think we'd be aces for this line. I don't think I'd have very many complaints as far as articulation goes, because as far as the range is concerned, we're not doing too bad. Yeah, there are some limitations depending on the character, but at the end of the day, these are really well articulated figures, and this one is no exception to that rule. So with that being said, if I had one minor nitpick as far as this particular character is concerned, I do wish the Green Lantern symbol was a sculpted piece, a separate glued on piece. I think that adds a little bit more of a premium feel to what is a essentially domestic released figure. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when we got 3 Black Lanterns in this wave and not a 4th. Nothing against Kyle Rayner, but damn it, he isn't Deathstorm. So that being said, till next time, I'll catch you guys later.